And then, when Madhavendra Puri was leaving the vision of the world, he was weeping, as I mentioned, in the mood of Srimati Radhika. And at that time, he did a pastime. Of course, all pure devotees, especially in this line, they have more power, millions of times more power than Brahma. But they do a lila in order to increase the devotion of their disciples to become ill. So he had such a lila that he couldn't even move. So Ishwara Puripad was cleaning up his stool and urine and telling him so many pastimes of Krishna and believing that he wasn't really limited as he was doing that lila. But then he had another disciple named, forget his name, Ramchandra Puri. Ramchandra. And he thought that Madhavendra Puri was materially lamenting. So he told him, don't lament, just meditate on the impersonal Brahman and be free from material hankering and lamentation. So Madhavendra Puri said to him, get out of here at once. I don't want to see your face when I'm leaving this body, otherwise I don't know what will be my destination. Whereas for Ishwara Puripad, he was so pleased with him that he gave him the benediction to become the spiritual master of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the avatari, the essence of all avatars, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these are you can see the greatness of the members of our Guru Parampara. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu needs nothing to be said about. A fifth portion of him breathes in and out innumerable universes. And then Rupa Goswami, as you know, there are an infinite number of maidservants of Srimati Radhika in Goloka Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami, in his Gopi form as Rupa Manjari, is the head of all of them. And Srimati Radhika considers Rupa Manjari as her very self. All the pran sakis, which means the most intimate of the maidservants of Srimati Radhika, Radhika considers as her own body. Yes, people?
How does the zillionth Manjari get incorporated into the activities of Goloka Vrindavan?
When you say zillionth, you mean how does a new one come in? Or how do they get close enough?
Oh.
There's a song by Srila Narottam Das Thakur that when will Lokanath Goswami, my spiritual master, in his Manjari form as Manjulali, introduce me to Rupa Manjari, who will introduce me to Radhika and introduce me to Lalita, who will introduce me to Radhika, who will put me in the hands of Rupa Manjari, who will train me in so many arts of service. First they serve from far away, and watch, and then they serve from close. When we were with Srila Gurudev in 1997 in Oregon, I think it was Pushpadanta Prabhu who asked him that you have so many disciples. At that time he didn't have as many, of course, but thousands of disciples, and how can they come close to you? So Gurudev said that Krishna takes lunch with his millions and millions of cowherd boys, and there are so many rows, but each one of them feels like they are directly in front of Krishna. They don't feel like they're in the back. So if there are zillions of maidservants, and it's all the morning time, and it's time to dress Srimati Radhika, they all feel like they're up there, under the direction of Lalita and Vishaka, directly putting camphor on Radhika, brushing her teeth, bathing her, taking the tongue scraper, putting her kajal on, her lipstick, combing her hair, bathing her with various jugs of water from Pavan Sarovara or Jamuna or Radhakund. Does that answer the question?
Is that principle similar to the Ras dance?
Same thing with the rasa dance. Each gopi was thinking that Krishna is only dancing with me. But when a maidservant comes in, they're not like the gopis who directly dance with Krishna, but they do various services, like singing, dancing, playing musical instruments. I mentioned last night, or the night before, that suppose Radharani's ankle belt, the clasp unloosens and the ankle belt flies away. So the maidservant may, can you try not to keep your beads on your legs? Because the beads are Krishna and the gopis themselves.
Those are the necklace.
Huh?
It's
a necklace. I see, okay. No problem then, sorry. So, where are we? So the maidservant might pretend to be still dancing, but quickly dance over to where the ankle belt flew, and quickly bring it back and tie it on Srimati Radhika, all fast enough so that Krishna doesn't even miss it, because if he missed it, he would lose his inspiration to play the flute. So all of our acharyas, from Srila Rupa Goswami, are all in that category. Yes, Isha Prabhu?
Several years ago, I was in Chennai, in Gaudiya Mata, and I was asking one sannyasi some question, and he took out a book, and it showed Radha and Krishna in the middle, and then the 8 principal gopis, and then he explained that each gopi had her 8 assistants, and each of them had their 8 assistants. And I've never heard it before or after that. Are you?
Yes, Srila Gurudev talks about that. Radhika is the Muteswari, and then although Lalita and others can be Muteswari, they prefer to be under Srimati Radhika. So there's the Lalita Gan. Gana means the group under the Muteswari. And then I forget the name of the group under the Gan, which has the Manjaris, all headed by Rupa Manjari, and then there are subdivisions of that as well. I just read it, I forget where, but I was just editing Srila Gurudev describing that. Could be Vilatpas Manjari.
It's in Javadharma also.
Javadharma also, thank you.
I think it's Ayutthaya that group. Underneath.
Yes, there's the Utes, then there's the Gana, and then there's, huh?
Is it Ayutthaya, something like that?
I'm not sure. But definitely it's in the Javadharma as well, thank you. And then Sanatana Goswami, Lavanga Manjari, Jiva Goswami, Vilas Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami, Rati Manjari, Sarup Damodar Goswami, Lalita Devi herself, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, forget his name there, but who manifested Sri Govinda Lilamrita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Narottam Das Thakur, the disciple of Jiva Goswami and Lokanath Goswami, who was accepted as the only disciple of Lokanath Goswami, so humble, even though he was the son of a king, he when he first went to Lokananda